guys, back again for another short video tutorial, and this time I'm going to do so it's an altered paperclip, enclosed paperclip, or you could call it a page marker, whatever you fancy calling it really. Let me get a bit of card in to show you. So if you imagine that is your page and it goes over the end, and you've got the tension in the paper clip to keep it secure when you want to. I've left a little loop of the paper clip coming out so that you can pop on a little tassel. That was made with our Bizarrology tassel maker, and they can be as decorative as you fancy. I picked probably the worst piece of card I could to show you how it slides on, because it's matte and there's no slip to it at all. So yeah, if that was your page, obviously you can see it's decorative from both sides and you can't see the paper clip. So that's the principle behind it. Two large ones and a little teeny tiny small one as well, and that's just a little bit of fluff that came off some sari ribbon, I think it was, so just tied that on the end to look like a tassel. But I just think that they're really cool. Again, like the other altered paper clips, it's a way of using up scraps as well, and a little bit of interest in your journals or in, you know, anything you fancy using them on. All I've done before I started filming was I've cut two pieces of card. Doesn't matter what size, it basically is whatever size you want it to be. But what I've done is I've cut one slightly smaller than the other, because one is to go inside. The white will be on the inside and the buff colour will be on the outside. So I've just folded them over and given it a nice fold with my bone folder. So I actually thought ahead on this one and I chose some shiny card. So if that goes inside, then you've got the slip of the shiny card to go over your page. That is the theory. I'm using a large paper clip. So basically my paper clip is going to go over this insert. So that, like I said, is what's going to go over your page. I'm going to leave a little bit coming out over the top. Now the idea is this is going to slot into here, so I need to cut a little groove here for this little hook to poke through. So I pop couple of little marks on there, roughly where it needs to be, and cut a little slit for it to poke through like that. Pop it in and just make sure that it fits and that the inside card is concealed, which it is. So I'm just going to pop some glue. Again, use whatever glue you fancy. I'm using our Bizarrology acrylic glue. It's a quick grab and a strong hold, which is ideal for this. You could use a glue gun. Right, so that's that side stuck down, and then we'll do the same again on this side. So this is the basic structure of your concealed paper clip. Try not to over glue like I just have on the side there. You don't want the whole thing to stick together, which is a good point actually, because if you were to over glue, like I've been a little bit overzealous with my glue there, you want to make sure you get that off, because obviously you don't want the whole thing sticking together, because then it's just not going to work. So what I've got there now is this doesn't want to open up because I've got the tension of the paper clip inside there. So that will slide onto there like that, and it will hold itself until you pull it out. Just pull that loop out a little bit more like that, and now we're ready to decorate. So that's the basic principle of your closure. Right, I'm just using some scraps I've got from doing my journal. So I've got a bit of muslin there, scraps of paper. Don't even really know what I'm going to put on here, but well, let's just go for it. So the other thing is, before I do that, you want to decide, we don't have to, if you're going to do anything directional. So obviously it can go on the top as a page marker if you want it to, or it can come from the side. So if it comes from the side, you're going to have tassels hanging out on the opening edge of your pages, or you can have them from the top. Do a bit of both, and then you've got some nice kind of fringing coming out. Just looking at one of my journals to see if I've got any on there, but I haven't. But yeah, it just depends what else you've got going on. So obviously on this one I've got a bit of lace, I've got some clips in there, so you might want a tassel coming out there, you might want another one coming out the top, so just bear that in mind. I'm not even bothered which way it goes, so let's just go for it. Bit of glue on the front and stick down my first image. And cut off the excess. The only trouble with keeping all these little scraps to do these things is I've ended up with them literally all over my table, and then I can't find what I want when I want it. But the life of a crafter. Let's just re-ink just a little bit of walnut stain, my go-to for going around the edges. Now the other thing that would look quite cool, obviously I've done this as a square. A circle would look cool, any type of shape that you want to do, a scalloped edge. You just have to bear in mind that it's, you know, if you are using it to slip on and off of the page, you don't want anything really that's going to catch. I mean, this could do with the corners rounded off. I'll see what it's like when I finish, and then if I need to round them I will. But yeah, you could do all sorts of funky shapes on there, which would look cool. Let's just do a little bit of layering. I'm going to try and keep this quite quick, because hopefully you've got the principle of how it basically works. It's just a case of decorating it now. Let's just trim a little square of this off. Fray out the edges. And a little bit of glue to secure the middle of it. But yeah, it's just a case of layering, really. What else have I got here? Let's pop a little bit of that on there. So this is a tape measure that's on, let me think, Pictorial Compendium Volume 2, I think. Well, actually there's a tape measure on both of them, but one of them is a different size. And what I did was I printed it onto vellum and then put some double-sided sticky sheet on the back just to make my own stickers. And then, being vellum, you can see through it as well, which looks quite cool. And what I also did was made some stickers. And let me know if you like these, actually, because I was thinking about doing like an ephemera embellishment kit. And these I've printed onto acetate and then back them to make them into stickers. So that sort of thing is a really handy kind of go-to. So I might go with, oh, I like that one actually. Or do I want a beetle? No, I don't want a beetle. Let's go with this one. So yeah, I was thinking about doing some little embellishment kits of lots of little random items like this. Alright, I'm gonna do that so you can see the 76. 76 was the year I was born. If I pop that on there and you can see it through, and trim off the end of the wing. I think that's looking quite cool already, actually. Make sure that that's stuck down. So then you've got the shine from the acetate sticker, against all the other textures, so everything starts working together because you've got interest there with the different textures. A tie at the top. I've got to hand a bit of this sari, so let's just pop some sari twine in. Let's see if that will go through to loop it in. Might be too chunky on it. There we go. So just looping that through, just to make a little tie there. And if it comes a little bit loose, you can always pop a little dab of glue in there as well. Let's see if we can feather this out a little bit on the end. That look quite cool, because I know when you start opening this up, you'll see all different colours coming out from the inside. So it's things like this as well that I could do like a little embellishment kits of all little odds and ends like this that can be used along with your scraps and other ephemera items. So let me know if it's something that would interest you, and I can start putting some kits together with some nice book pages and different things like that. So I'm not going to bother decorating the back because you get the idea. So let's pull in one of my journals here. I don't want anything with too flimsy a paper because then it won't slide on. I hope that I did get rid of all the glue. So that slides on like that and it holds itself, and I could use it as a top marker as well. Oh, I've lost the edge now. I need to pop a little bit more glue just around the edges here because it's lifting slightly, which is what was stopping it going on. So that could go on the top like that, really decorative. You can pop other things underneath, so you know, if you had other things that you want to clip in, you can use it as a functional clip. That holds it quite well because the tension is still in there. And yeah, so then you'll end up with tassels at the top and some on the side. Where's this one? Let's pop this one back in as well, the one with the little mushroom on. Let's see if it will go on this one. Might not because the page is quite thin. Yeah, pop it there. So then you start getting interest on the side of your journal and on the top as well. There's nothing to stop you putting one on the bottom as well. So clip that back together, all stays in. Just think that they're really cute. I'm kind of obsessed with making this sort of thing now, so ask me any questions you might want to. If there's anything else you want me to demo, I quite like the idea of these quick videos, kind of 10 to 15 minutes or so, just to show you little ideas. And I do have well, I say an idea, it's not actually my idea. I spotted a video on YouTube, which actually is quite a few years old, where someone made a very interesting, now how should I tell you without giving it away because I'm waiting for some supplies to come, a very interesting way of using a bookmark. Let's leave it at that. I'm waiting for some supplies to come and then I'll show you how to make something really cool. So there you go, altered paper clips, page markers. Have fun. See you soon.